This is the Darren Green Show. Welcome to the Darren Green Show. I'm your host, Darren Green, here to give you another episode of the podcast that never stops. Period. How you guys been? Yeah, so here's a couple of things I need to touch on before we get into these hot topics, which are very interesting, child. Was working on them yesterday, and I was just like, Now, I know... Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Before we get into any logistics, first of all, I want you to like this podcast. If you're watching this on YouTube, I want you to hit that subscribe button if you're on YouTube, and hit that subscribe button if you're on iTunes or Google Play. Follow me on Spotify, and also follow me on TDGS Official on Instagram and Twitter. Now, without further ado, let's get into this podcast now. But I wanted to talk about some things, just a little bit of an intro before we get into anything. Now, my retail job, a little update on that. You know, we talked about it last episode, but we're doing good now. But, you know, there's still people trying me. The manager tried to sit there and schedule me on Saturday when I told her ass. I told her the last weekend in June is off because I have to prep for Pride, in NYC Pride. Like, you didn't hear that? And I hope that she's working today because I gotta work today. I'm hoping that she's there so I can tell her, I'm like, girl, you know, goddamn well I told you this. I'm about to start. I don't care if it's illegal in this state or not. I'm going to start recording people because it don't make any sense. I'll be telling people, okay. And this is the second time with a different manager. I told them, schedule me time off. I don't know what the hell they're gonna do when I take this Minneapolis trip, because I am not canceling that trip because I have to work. You get what I'm saying? No. They told me if I cancel that trip, I have to pay them. I don't want to pay the school no more than I have to on a trip that I'm not even going to. You get what I'm saying? So, no. They're going to be shit out of luck if they try to schedule me during the days that I'm going on this trip. And I'm going to let her know. I'm going to let her, next time I see her, I'm going to let her know. And let her know about this. And then apparently I have to continuously, like every time I see her, hey, you know, I have time off this week. Like, come on. Anyway, I know I was supposed to do a reaction video to Queen Radio. It was going to be perfect. I was going to do it on Friday. It would have been like a little live situation because I would have listened to it live. But which, in retrospect, it would have been, you know, she was late. She was about an hour late. So it would have been hell trying to wait for her to actually record. But I still would have did it. But there were some situations, a family member of mine is sick, and I had to pitch in to help watch my cousins. So I couldn't do it, and I tried to do it on Saturday, which I had to go to someone's graduation. You know, family is more important than this, even though, you know, this is something that I want to do. But I will still give you reaction videos in the future. It just won't be this one. I tried to do it on Saturday, tried to do like a pre-recording, but the problem is Nicki, she put out, well, I don't know if it's Nicki, but it's whatever company that she's with, or Beats One rather, didn't put the archive show in the list. So I was trying to find it, but it wasn't there until like later that day. And then by that time I was about to go to work. So I couldn't even do that. So I was just like, you know, we're just gonna let it rock. We're gonna let it rock. Even though next Queen Radio episode, I'll probably do a live reaction, but unfortunately not this week. but we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about Queen Radio because that is, you know, a hot topic right now that everybody's talking about. And yeah, that's it for my intro. So we can just get into the hot topics. Let's talk about Queen Radio. Now, before we get into Queen Radio, I wanted to do a quick reaction to Megatron. Listening to the song, it is a nice little summer bop. It does give me like reggae vibes a little bit, but you know, I got some friends from different colleges that will sit there and say like, she trying to be reggae, and third. Like, but at the end of the day, like, look, we got white people trying to do R&B and rap and stuff. So you know what I'm saying? We all can share a little bit of culture. You get what I'm saying? So I thought that this song would be just have a little bit more lyricism in it, but this is her first single for hopefully a new project. I'm just glad to get some new music, and very fast too. Like I'm surprised that she actually is coming out with singles, because, you know, Nicki is the type to come out with an album and we don't see from her for the next 3 to 4 years. Like, she's almost Beyonce status. Like, Beyonce, we don't see nothing from her for 5 years. And then she'll come back with an album and then done. Very interesting. I like how the song came with a video, so we don't gotta wait for that. It was good, but I know that there is a lot of people, and I wanted to just hit on this, just to nip this in the bud right now. TMZ reported that there was people that were not for, or fans, quote unquote fans, that were not for her boyfriend Kenneth to be on the video because of his past or whatever, like the type of person that he is. And people still bringing up the fact that, oh, well, he has a manslaughter charge. And now that one is serious. That's a serious one. But the whole rape thing, that's already proven that, they was both minors. And basically the mom wanted to press charges on him because they were doing things. And that's basically what it is. You get tried. I mean, you get put on the register even though you're a minor, but it was all consent. That's what the story is, and I believe it. You get what I'm saying? But apparently people are still like, oh my god, like why is she still doing videos with him? Well, that's her man. And at the end of the day, like, y'all want Nicki to be with someone that is holier than thou. Ain't nobody holier than thou. You get what I'm saying? Y'all want her to be with a goddamn priest, honey. Y'all want her to be with a Christian. You get what I'm saying? I can't. The whole thing with, and I like their relationship. I feel like it's very much different. I think it's a little too fast, and we'll get into that later. Well, I'm saying it's a little bit too fast, but at the end of the day, they dated before, so it's not like it's like an old fling. So we don't know how long they've been together. So mind your business, and he could be in as much videos as Nicki wants him to be in. Like, anyway, but Megatron was good. It was a nice little bop. I just didn't see how. The only problem I had with Megatron, I didn't see how the title kind of correlated with the song. Maybe it could have been named differently, because Megatron, I thought she was going to do something with Transformers. I was hoping for that. That's really what I was hoping for. I don't even care if it would have been lyrical or not. Like, she would have came out, bitch, I'm Megatron. Like, I would have been like, oh my god. But I just wish she would have did something with Transformers, because I'm a fan of Transformers, and I don't know. It was good. It was a good video. I like, visually, the video was good. I liked her looks. Definitely, you see a difference in teams. And I'm going to just say that. You definitely see a difference in teams. Because, this was definitely a eye watcher. I will watch this again. I wouldn't say this is like better than, like, when she came out with her first 2 singles for Queen, which was Barbie Tings and Chun-Li. Now I'm gonna have to say, I'm gonna have to be honest. Chun-Li, that whole, when she put those 2 singles out, that was the best thing. Now, a lot of people didn't like it. I love Chun-Li in Barbie Things. A lot of people are liking Megatron though. Like, I see a lot of positive reviews. I don't know. It went number 1 on iTunes, which is good, but I don't really care about iTunes. Let's see what the Billboard is gonna say. You get what I'm saying? Like, let's see what the Billboard is going to place this song at. And we'll just see. We'll just go there. Other than that, the song was great. I can't wait for her to do more projects. And let's get these tour dates, Nicki. It's almost fall. Well, it's not. Well, it's not almost fall. We barely touching July. I'm talking about it's almost fall, but it's getting close. So you need to release these dates so we'll know. Now, let's get into the Queen Radio aspect of it. Queen Radio, to me, she was late again. I don't know what's going on. He was always late. I cannot. It was a whole hour of just, if I was there, I'd be listening to the music. The music was good. Like, DJ Booth know how to spin some music. You get what I'm saying? But spin some good music. Because when I tell you, I'll be stuff that I be hearing on other shows on there, I'll be like, child, skip. But it was actually pretty good. I didn't listen to it, actually. I was just like flipping through it because I was just trying to figure out when Nicki was going to come on. Because like I said, I watched a pre-recording of it. And once I got to the Nicki part, she got into it. She got into some things. And things had been said. I wholeheartedly agree. And one of the main topics that she talked about first of all, was the Grammys. And I waited for her because I wanted her to really talk about this situation with the Grammys. And I'm just gonna insert this here. Go ahead, take a listen.
Things were, it was kind of a big deal, and Grammys asked me to perform. They came to my studio, listened to the record, agreed they liked it, everything, and it just so happened that Whitney Houston passed away.
Okay.
And when I was about to go on stage, not the day before, not in the morning.
Yeah.
But when I was about to go on stage, I was told by my then management that the people from the Grammys wanted to speak to me. They came into my dressing room and said, "We don't think you should perform. We don't want you to perform anymore."
Why?
And I said, "Huh?" And I was already ready to go on stage. And they were like, "Well, because of the passing of Whitney Houston, and we don't think that I had no clue why and how. Even then, it made absolutely no sense. And I was just like, this makes no sense. And there was no one there that even spoke up for me. Like, they didn't care to explain it. Nobody on either side spoke.
Yeah.
And this is after I had just done a bunch of commercials with LL Cool J to promote the Grammys.
Right.
I'm talking about mad commercials.
Yeah.
This is after I had just did mad social media to promote the Grammys viewership. After I did everything they asked, they came the day of the show and told me not to perform. And I said, no, I'm gonna perform, of course. And then when the performance came out and it received backlash from the Catholic Church, Ken Ehrlich reached out to my then management and said, "Can you please tell Nicki to stop speaking about it?" And I thought that was weird.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know how it was an issue for him. Like, it's my brand. I have to explain myself. I'm the one getting backlash. And he said he was mad because I had did an interview and said, well, the producers at the Grammys knew what song I was going to do in advance.
Right.
And I didn't understand the power that man had to start to completely blackball me for the rest of my career. But that's exactly what happened. So he basically told me, you go out there or else. And when I went out there, because now all of my fans are expecting a performance, I'm not going to just not perform. And I just did all this to promote your show and to get viewers.
Right.
So I went out there and he blackballed me for the rest of my career. And he then made me feel afraid to speak on it because thinking, well, if you do ever want to get a Grammy, you better not speak about it. So this is why when Ariana called him out the other day, I said, this man is still doing the same shit. And then I did my research and found out he's been doing clown corny shit to people and they've just been bullied into being quiet. But now, being that I'm at the place now that I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Because I am a legend and I'm gonna die an icon regardless.
So
I can now let everyone know that the reason why a song like Monster or what you name it doesn't have a Grammy, that's why. It's because a little black girl thought that she could go against this powerful white man and say, no, I'm gonna perform. You're not making any sense. I promoted the fuck out of this show for you and this makes no sense.
Yeah.
Because of that little backlash, he told me I should have basically lied and said the Grammys didn't know what I was gonna perform, which made no sense. Somebody would have believed that anyway. I didn't realize. So I saw him at Jay-Z's concert. And I was there again with my then management.
Right.
And I just remember how I walked up to him about to say hello, and he just looked at me with just disgust. Like
Did
I was
say anything
nothing.
to you?
Absolutely nothing. I went up to him to try to say hi, shake his hand.
Yeah.
He just stood straight and didn't even look at me like I was garbage. Because whenever black women speak up for themselves, they look at you like, how dare you? Who do you think you are, bitch?
When 7 years ago or 8 years, whatever you want to call it, when she first went on to the Grammys and performed that song, I always noticed that after the song, after that live performance, I did see a change. Like, I've seen a change in how people view Nicki. I've seen a change, like, just people in general. Like, when I went to school and people were talking about it and stuff like that, they was talking a little junk or whatever. I remember my mom told me, she was like, yeah, she might get blackballed because, the Catholic Church is... And that's basically, that's it. Like, still to this day, the Catholic Church has so much power over just pop culture. And I don't think that, obviously, it wasn't all the Catholic Church as well. But at the end of the day, Nicki has to understand that you basically had a fake pope walking around with the fake pope and on red carpets. And it was just a whole lot that had to do with religion, the exorcism, and all that. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, they're going to get mad. However, the whole situation, when you just heard her say, they told her to not talk about, our dealings with, agreeing with this song. You told me to perform this. You told me to perform this. Then the day of, you told me to cancel. And then she ended up performing anyway, and then she talked about it, and then now y'all blackballing her. I always knew that she was blackballed after that situation, because I've seen a difference with, obviously, a lot of people, a lot of blogs, a lot of commentators, and after that Breakfast Club interview, that was the last time we actually seen Nicki in the, well, we seen her one more time, but then she stopped because they started, it's getting to be, I noticed it. And I feel so bad. I feel bad that this has happened. Like, this has crippled her career. It didn't really cripple her career. She's still making money. But they really held that over her head. Like, if you talk about the situation, then we ain't gonna give you a Grammy. And she did. She didn't talk about it. She didn't talk. She lightly talked about the performance. The most she said that was my best performance. I never heard her say anything about, oh, well, the Grammys told me to perform it, or yeah, Grammys approved of it. Maybe she said it in one interview that I missed. But after they told her not to do that no more, she hasn't for years until now, really. And y'all still didn't give her an award. And I like to say, and I'm sorry if I'm stepping on some Barty Gang toes, that one of the main reasons why they gave Cardi the award was to piss off Nicki. To be honest. And I like how she brought up I don't know if it was in the insert or not, but I like how she brought up, we obviously see an injustice in the Grammys right now. When the Oscars was doing that clownery, the actors spoke out and it changed. But the problem is, a lot of these rappers, a lot of these artists, they don't want to say nothing because they're scared. They don't want to get cut off by their labels, because these labels and award shows, they're working together. And they want you, and it's not even about, Grammys is not even about just, talent and because you wrote it and being a lyricist or being a songwriter or being just a good performer. It's all about numbers, and it's all about who can kiss the most ass. And Nicki touched on that. I've been saying that basically these artists basically have, there's events that they go to that we don't know about where they kind of kiss up to the people that are voting. And Nicki said something that was very interesting. How many people do you think that voted for the rappers? How many people that voted in the rap categories actually listen to hip hop? That was a good question. Because I bet you most of the panel that vote for artists are probably white. If not all of them. And I feel like she's and the one dude in particular, Ken Ulrich, was the one that actually got the ball rolling for her being blackballed. And it's and I always said back in the day, like when I was little, and I was kind of noticing, because you notice things like that. I was like, why didn't she just sing Starships? She could have just, if she would have just did Starships, it would have been all right. It would have been fine. And she probably would have got a Grammy. And that just tells me that she basically got the Grammy. Even though she doesn't have a Grammy, she basically earned the Grammy, because at the end of the day, if that situation wouldn't have happened, she would have got a Grammy. She could have got one that day. But apparently it was because Whitney Houston's death, of course, and they wanted her to stop. At the end of the day, you told me to perform this. Well, you said I can perform this song. Now I can't perform this song because somebody died. I can't control that. Nobody can control and they should have gave Nicki the award that show. because she lost over like some person that she said, I don't even know his name. His name is not irrelevant no more. Never heard of him. But he won Best New Artist. They should have gave it to Nicki. And I don't get it. Because I don't get it with the Grammys, because the Grammys used to be all critically acclaimed. We only award stuff that's critically acclaimed. That's what it used to be. Because we all know that Kendrick Lamar, I want to say, outsold with the Macklemore, but they ended up winning. But we all know Kendrick Lamar should have won. But then he started winning a whole bunch of other awards the next year after that, so it's whatever. But we all know. But the thing about it is, though, now this era, I don't know what's going on with this era. It's all about numbers. Like everybody that won this year, like 2019, numbers. Not authenticity, not critically acclaimed. It's all about numbers. They gave it to Cardi to piss off Nicki. I'm being honest. That's just what it is. No one wants to say that, but I'm going to say it. You know, because you think that I'm a hater because I'm saying that. No, I think that, yeah, maybe she deserves to be nominated, but awarded, I don't know. I'm not sure. You got it right. But I don't know. This is a mess. I hope that she can get over this. Actually, she doesn't care if she ever wins at all. And that's kind of how I am. That's kind of how I feel like everyone should be. I never was the type, like when I was in school, to always be pressed over winning like honor roll or anything like that. Even when I'm now in college, like I don't care about winning no awards. I care about passing my classes and getting a job. At the end of the day, I don't care about awards. Even if I had my own radio show, even if I had my talk show, I don't care if I get an Emmy or not. I just want the ratings so I can stay on. To stay getting this paper. You get what I'm saying? So I like how she doesn't care. And she basically, all of the award shows are shady. And that's why I was going to wait to record this podcast on Monday, because I would have did a recap on BET Awards. But you know what? I'm not going to do a recap on the BET Awards, because I said I was going to stop watching it because of that situation. And that was brought up on Queen Radio too, where she passed by. She didn't want to go into it. But at the end of the day, that shit was disrespectful. Like, how y'all a black entertainment network and you're disrespecting someone that's in the black community, a black woman, saying that she's getting dragged by her tracks, as if that girl don't even need to wear weave, honey. She can go out with her regular hair and it's longer than any of those other rappers. I'm gonna just insert that there. So I don't understand, and I'm not supporting. I'm not giving them no reaction. I'm not giving them no clout. I'm not giving them no ratings. I told my mom I was gonna record the BET because she wants to watch it. People still want to watch it. Go ahead, I'm gonna record it, but I won't be watching it no more. I'm not watching no award shows because they be doing some dumb stuff. It don't make no sense how last year y'all gave the best villain to what? Michael B. Jordan over the person that played Thanos? That's some BS. Now, he got it this year, but come on now. Infinity War definitely was better than... Come on. I guess they just wanted to give it to Michael B. Jordan, but whatever. They just get stuff wrong. I don't... And it's not even interesting no more. Like, there was a time where the VMA Award... Well, shoot, the VMA... I do like the VMA Awards. I might just still watch that. Because the VMA Awards is interesting. Like, I love the VMA. Yeah, I probably would still watch it. Especially, okay, well, here's my new thing. And I don't mean to be a barb about it, but any award show that Nicki attends, I will be there to react. Other than that, I won't. The VMA Awards, I remember back in the day when it was the Alicia Keys situation where what's her name? Lil Mama got up on stage. And then the same night, that's when the whole Taylor Swift and Kanye West thing happened. I was like, yo, all these situations, like, yo, that's when it was popping. Now, I'm not saying we need the drama again, but we definitely need to amp it up because these award shows are dry as hell. And they keep on trying to do new things, doing new hosts or whatever. Let me tell you something. The BET Awards at its best, in my opinion, when Monique was the host. Hands down, I don't care what nobody say, unpopular opinion, whatever. That was the best award show. Now it's just, I like you, Regina Hall. I like you. You're very funny, but a host? I don't see that. I might read the highlights and we may talk about it on the podcast just in case, something interesting happens, something dramatic, But other than that, I'm not going to be giving it any of my time. I won't be giving it any of my ratings. Nothing for me, child. I don't even watch BT no more. I watched the last Being Mary Jane because that was my show. And after that, I was like, I'm done with BT after that. And it's so weird because they do stuff where it's like, oh my God, that's so great. Like, it's really helping the community. It's that and the third. Like, we're doing these shows. This Black experience is being shown and all these good representations. But then they do some dumb shit. I give you a dang inch. You take a goddamn mile. And I'm done. But anyway, more over on Queen Radio because I feel like I was just going on. She talked about the Miley Cyrus situation, which needed to be said. I'm glad, and I love how my queen can read. She can read. Here's what she had to say.
Even, like I said, I feel like it's sort of shaping things just because, like, I heard a record where Miley Cyrus was trying to talk crazy. So,
Purdue chicken. Wait, hold on.
Yeah, what's up? What's up? You heard that? What you think about? Because I was like,
hold on. A Purdue chicken can never talk shit about Queens.
Talk about it.
But I do notice a lot of Purdue chickens recently have been trying to say the Queen's name for clout.
Clout
and that's
chasing.
always been happening. And that's what she did in the first place. And then she cried, the white girl cried and made black girls seem like she was a bad guy. In the first place, she disrespected me in a magazine article for no reason. I had just seen her after she was sucking Mike Will's dick in the studio. Like, you sucked all that dick. You sucked all that dick only to come out looking like a Purdue fucking chicken on the stage and then got mad and went back to country music. Shut your stupid
Talk about it. Talk about it.
Now you coming out with pink wigs. Or you just want to be Nicki. This is the problem. This is the major problem.
Nah, that's a fact.
Purdue chicken? No, when I tell you when I heard that shit, I was like, girl, no, she really is Purdue chicken. No, but it's the truth. Like, at the end of the day, you always want to sit there and act like, Nicki's all cool, whatever. Y'all had y'all little situation, and I guess y'all squashed it or whatever. But then you wanted to sit there and just say, oh, I like Nicki, but I listen to Cardi. Like, bitch, what is that supposed to mean? No, you wanted to use her for clout. You're promoting a song, and you wanted to insert, I would say, you wanted to insert both of their names. You wanted to insert Cardi and Nicki's name in there because, oh my God, like you said Cardi and Nicki at the same time. Like, oh my God, it's going to be in the blogs. And that's exactly what happened. And that's what made a lot of people want to listen to it. Bitch, I ain't listen to it. I seen it on Genius. But that's crazy. Like, Purdue chicken. And Purdue chicken had a nerve to sit there and retweet like, oh my God, thanks for the mention, but we don't know beef here. Like, girl, sit down. But anyway, yeah, Miley Cyrus needs to stop inserting herself. Just shut up. And that's right. Like, you wanted to sit there, you did all that stuff, you act like you wanted to be all for the hip hop, and then you got into it, and it wasn't what you thought it was, and then now you went back to country. If you went back to country, stop talking. Get out of black folk business. That's what you need to do. Get out of black folk business. I'm sorry. I'm being honest. I'm being honestly, truly. Obviously, these girls are over their beef. They still don't like each other, but obviously they're over it. So, it's you just riled up the fans. So now they're gonna be back at each other like, ooh, Miley Cyrus don't listen to Nicki, but she listen to... Who is she? Nobody. And I like how she said, oh, and then she want to sit there and wear some pink wigs. Now, hold on, Nicki. She only wore that pink wig because it was for Black Mirror, but I don't think she doing that, like, regularly. But Miley Cyrus, just shut up. Just shut up. Like, she needs to just be quiet. I don't understand why she always have to... You said in an interview that, oh my God, the hip-hop community is so mean. Honey, you've been poking the bear. What do you expect? Whew, child. White woman called, she was a crying wolf. That's what I call him. White women crying wolf. And we all want to sit there and be like, oh, no. Get out of here. We better go back to Hannah Montana, girl. But anyway, there was a couple of other things that was interesting that I wanted to talk about as well. The interview with Black China was very interesting as she talked about the situation with the Kardashians. And she didn't really want to talk about it, but yeah. I liked how Nicki also was like low-key flirting with Blac Chyna. It was kind of like a little awkward, but it was like funny as hell because she was like, oh yeah, well, I masturbate to you. I'm like, Nicki, what is going on? What are you talking about? That would definitely be an interesting relationship. I do think that Nicki would probably be the man because if you watch the show, Blac Chyna was like, I feel like I'll be the man. I'm like, no, I think Nicki would probably be the man, child. But I don't know. That'd be an interesting ass relationship. But she's with Kenny, so it's too late. Also, she had Trina on, which was a very interesting topic. She also talked about, the whole situation with, Courtney and all that situation. They really didn't want to talk about it that much. Then she opened the calls to the fans, and one of the fans in particular asked about the situation with Rihanna. Like, are you good with Rihanna? And then Nicki hung up. Then her people in the background were saying that's a dumbass question. Why would she ask that? Now, Nicki is kind of valid because for the longest, I'm not going to lie, I've been seeing stuff on social media by your stan pages have been saying that you and Rihanna don't rock with each other no more. So at the end of the day, like, yes, I mean, I would want to know too. Like, now her response made me feel like there's nothing wrong because they made it seem like, bitch, that's a dumb question. Like, why would you ask that? Maybe there is no issue, and she was very flabbergasted, I guess. And maybe that's just a sign that there really is no beef, which is something that somebody made up on social media and it just went viral. Which I'm glad because I don't want them to, y'all the Holy Trinity. So hopefully I feel like they're good, but it's a valid question. If you've been on social media long enough, you'll know. Like, people were saying that Nicki and Rihanna are not getting along for some reason, but apparently it's not true. Hopefully. Truly. Now, that was it for Queen Radio. It was a good listen. It was a good listen, especially with that Grammy situation. Grammy need to get together. I don't know what's going on with them. And I'm not watching that show either because y'all just sit there and make these dang rappers y'all slaves. And the rappers don't want to say nothing. They don't. I don't get it. And I will say this about Nicki. It's the last thing. She may not be Harriet Tubman, but she is damn sure this generation's Eartha Kitt. Now, if y'all don't remember, child, because y'all ain't do y'all history, Eartha Kitt was also blackballed because she went to, I think, the Lyndon Johnson's brunch in the White House before, and she spoke on the Vietnam War and was saying, why do you consist on sending our black boys to war? And after that, the president of the United States and Hollywood blackballed her. And she kept it pushing. Until, and she was still getting roles. She was still doing, even though it wasn't at the magnitude as she was. But at the end of the day, you got to make some sacrifices to make change. And she was right in the end. When you look back at it, wow, she was right. So I do feel like Nicki is the modern day Eartha Kitt. And you can say whatever you want in the comments. I don't care. It is what it is. But anyway, let's change the subject. Now, Tiara Marie arrested in New York for DUI after police saw sparks shooting from the front of her vehicle. Now, let's get into it. So law enforcement sources tell TMZ cops pulled Tiara over early Sunday morning after they saw her coming out of the Middletown Tunnel into Queens in a red Dodge Charger, they were told that had sparks shooting up from the front of the vehicle. Now, this gets interesting now. Our sources say officers noticed that the front wheel was gone and the bumper was making contact with ground, creating the sparks. Eventually, we're told that Tiara came to a full stop and the cops performed a field sobriety test. So the girl must have been drunk. Hold on. It's unclear if she blew into a breathalyzer, but we're told that police did note that she had trouble maintaining her balance when she exited the vehicle. and that she allegedly reeked of booze. So, yeah, she was drinking. She's arrested and booked for a DWI and driving without a license. Oh, DMV records show that Tiara's license is either suspended or revoked at the moment. She's currently in custody awaiting her arraignment. Now, let's go back. Front wheel was going like, what? I don't know what's going on with Tiara Marie right now. That's just a bizarre story right there. That is so crazy. You over here driving in other states. You over here driving in other states and doing what you're doing. And people saying it's because of the situation where she owes 50 Cent and Akbar potentially because of the whole sex tape leak thing, which I still feel like that's wrong that she even lost, because it's clear that he freaking, come on. Like, and I think it was her fault too, because she wasn't in court. She wasn't showing up to court dates, which is the reason why she left. But at the end of the day, she's losing it. I don't even know what they're gonna do on Love and Hip Hop. They still gonna tape her. They gonna like, you need to get it together before you get on camera, because you're looking really bad. But Mona want to see this drama. Mona want to see all this so she can get some ratings, and she gonna be on there. That's crazy. And what are her friends doing? Nothing. They prepping to get on camera to be like, my girl Tiara Marie is really going through it. Like, I really need to talk to her. Do a little scene with her, act like they care, child. I'm telling you, it's fake out there. That's why she lashing out. And because I feel like she's like, no one is taking going to bat for me. At least that's what I think. That's what's going on. And all the situation that's happening, and then 50 Cent is continuously bullying her. Yes, it's gonna drive her to drink again, which she, is an alcoholic. That's sad. I feel bad for her. Well, tell me what you guys think in the comments. But we're gonna change the subject. We gotta talk about Cardi B now. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about Cardi. What's up? It's news. Now, TMZ broke the story. Cardi was arrested in October for allegedly ordering an attack on the two strip club bartenders, Jade and Batty G. The two women claimed they were injured during the brawl when Cardi's people began to throw bottles and chairs. The incident, which went down in August, was allegedly triggered after Cardi accused Jade with sleeping with Offset. Grand jury indicted Cardi on 14 charges, including the 2 counts of felony attempted assault with the intent to cause serious physical injury. Other charges include misdemeanor reckless endangerment, assault, criminal solicitation, conspiracy, and harassment. That's that social media shit. She always freaking stalking people on there. She was initially charged with 2 misdemeanors and assault and reckless endangerment. Now, Cardi rejected the plea deal, which would have given her a conditional discharge in return for pleading guilty to a single misdemeanor. The problem is, if she misstepped over the conditional period, she would be in big trouble. Now, there's been a little bit of situations. There's been a little bit of beef between Cardi and the bloggers at TMZ because they broke the story. And they said, and she claims that they're wrong. And here's what I'm going to say about this. A lot of people touched on this. A lot of credited, verified blogs, even, and I will say this, the B. Scott show, the Love B. Scott blog, they talked about this. They're very heavily Cardi fans, and they still broke the story. So I think that there's some truth to it, because, a lot of these verified blog spots will be retracting. And no one has retracted not even TMZ. So there's got to be some truth to it. I have to say it. I feel bad for Barty. But at the end of the day, this all could have been avoided. All could have been avoided. At the end of the day, if you want to just fight them, you could have just fought them. You ain't had to get your people throwing bottles and chairs. You was going to go down for that. Girl. This could have really all been avoided. Now people saying that Atlantic Records talking about this girl too trouble. We got to drop her. That's the word on the street. Allegedly. I have to say allegedly because people in there suing of defamation of character. Allegedly, they're trying to drop her or whatever. I wouldn't be surprised. You're getting into too much trouble now. You got a Grammy now. You got everything. What is going on now? I understand that you did this because you felt like somebody was sleeping with your man, but you take that up with him at the end of the day, because at least you ain't gonna get arrested. At least you ain't in trouble. Now you basically did this to yourself, and that's all I'm saying. I hate that this is happening to her, and this is because she's a celebrity that this is happening to her. If she was a regular person, if she did this shit on Love and Hip Hop, well, I don't know. People, that whole Britney Taylor situation, she getting arrested. But if she was like a nobody, or if she was like just a regular girl, like she used to be, I feel like she wouldn't get in trouble. It's because she's famous. But yes, when you're famous like that, when you're an A-lister, A-listers don't do that. Because at the end of the day, it all goes back to you. It's just simple. But we'll just see what happens. We'll see if anybody retracts the article, but no one has yet. And Cardi should really stay off social media, because you're going to be seeing a lot of negative stuff about you. You don't want to make a hate train. I'm going to tell you that right now. You don't want to make a hate train with these blogs, because they will band together and do the same thing that they're doing to Nicki. Period. But anyway, a little bit of quick news. We found out that Portia and Dennis have split after 1 year. Now, there's I didn't hear any real reasons to why, but there's, word of mouth saying that, she unfollowed him. There's a lot of innuendos here. The family unfollowed him. Portia unfollowed him. There's no talking. Now, they're still going to appear on the show, and I think that we're going to see them break up, which I'm like, yo, this Love of Hip Hop, this Real Housewives of Atlanta episode is finna be it this season. I cannot wait till November. I'm telling you right now. Not to see her break up with, because I really do feel like they should have went together. They should have been together. I feel like when I seen them on the show, granted, it looked a little bit too fast. And Tasha K said a lot of stuff to saying he's like kind of an opportunist. But I didn't really feel like he was good for her. I wanted to believe that. But, I guess, and my mom said she just wanted the baby. Like, that's all. She wanted the baby. It's not, I don't think she wanted the whole situation, I think the whole relationship. I feel like she just wanted a child. And that's how some people are. They just want children. We'll just see. Ain't nothing like a blended family, child. Some things do not work. But that's it for today. This was more of a second episode, because I felt like the episode I did Friday was a little bit too short. I hate when it's not like a long time, because, naturally podcasts they go hours plus, you know what I'm saying? I've seen a podcast 3 hours. I don't know how they do that, but that's why I also want to get a co-host. I need a co-host so bad, because I need like a second person. I feel like I'm talking to myself. There's no interaction. Y'all don't really comment that much, but y'all do listen, which I'm grateful for. But it's not really much interaction with this podcast, and that's why I might have a little bit of surprise for you when I go back to school. And I'm only going to say it then, because I'm not sure if it's really going to happen. But yeah, I'm looking for a co-host. Anybody that's in the Trenton area that's listening to this podcast that wants to sit here and co-host, my equipment is mobile. I can come to you. You can come to me. Until next time, I'm your host, Darren Green, and this is The Darren Green Show, signing out.